Hi, welcome to A2Z Knowledge.com. Today we are going to discuss about the topic Hadoop installation. So in big data tech stack, Hadoop installation is the only tech stack which will take more time. So I'm just telling you as a disclaimer, this video may take more than 30 minutes, but I'm going to explain each and every step in detail. So please bear with me. And this setup is called Hadoop single node installation. So because Hadoop is a distributed technology, right? So it has to be get installed in more than one machine. A node is something called mission. So today, I'm going to take a separate video for Hadoop multi-node, but this video is going to be Hadoop single node. I'm going to install Hadoop in a single mission. So for your testing, and for your learning purpose, it's recommended for you to go only with single node installation. So each and every time you cannot go with multi-node just for learning and testing, right? So go with single node installation. And if you want to get the complete big data video, my playlist has been shared in the description box of this video. You can take a look of it. So now I'm going to install this in Linux environment. Predominantly in real time, they will use only Linux environment. So no excuses. Like some people used to say, I don't have Linux in my machine, so I'm just installing it on my Windows. So in Windows also, you can install Hadoop, even in Mac, even in Linux. But I will not recommend Windows even for your learning. Okay, so if you are not aware how to do a setup of Linux in your machine, so I have a video for how to install VMware and how to install Linux in VMware. Okay, so that video I will share. The link is already shared in the description box. Just have a look. Try to have a Linux machine. Okay, so I'm having Ubuntu as my Linux machine. So with this, I'm going to explain you how to install this Hadoop single node setup. And before getting into the installation, you need to download Hadoop, and there is a heavy, strong prerequisite for Hadoop, which is Java. So I have to download Hadoop and Java first. So for Hadoop, you can go for just Hadoop download. Just type this in Google. You will get this site, the very first link, hadoopapache.org/release. So if you come down, you can able to see a line like this. All previous release of Hadoop are available from Apache release archive. So just click this. So here you can decide which version you can go ahead. So today I'm going to explain you with Hadoop 2.9.5 or any version 2 you can go ahead. One is outdated and 3 is very new. Even if you want to go with 3, you can go with 3. The installation steps what I'm teaching you now is applicable for 3 as well. Okay, so you can download any version. For example, if you download this 2.7.2, under this you will see so many files. Which file you have to download? So this file, Hadoop 2.7.2.tar.zz, the file which will have always more than 200 MB size. Okay, so you have to download this. Sometimes people used to go for this file or this file. It's wrong. You can't do anything with that. So please go with this file. Okay, download this, and then next. Java. So just in Google, just type JDK download, JDK 1.8 download, because we need 1.8 and greater version. Okay, so 1.8 is a decent one. You can go with 1.8. If you go, means when you type JDK 1.8 download, you will get into this Oracle site, and where you can find the different flavors of JDK for the Linux. So just to understand whether your Linux operating system is 32-bit or 64-bit, there is a command called uname-a. When you type this, when you execute this, you will be getting output like this, x86_64. That means your operating system is 64-bit. If you get only 86, then your machine is 32-bit operating system. So based on that, you have to decide the package. So if it is 32-bit, you can download this, or if it is 64-bit, you can download this one. Okay, for Hadoop, we don't have 32-bit, 64-bit and all. It's just Hadoop. Okay, there is no two different thing. The Hadoop what you download will work on both 32-bit and 64-bit operating system. So once you download it, it will be in downloads. Move them to your home folder. So this is your home, or even you can keep it in your desktop or documents. It's up to you. And the very important thing, don't create a separate user for it. So this operating system is completely yours, right? So there is already a user created. Don't do that, because I've seen many people doing this mistake. Okay, so it's something a best practice in real time. We cannot apply all the best practice stuff while learning, then you can't learn. Okay, so don't go with creating a separate user. That's a big mistake. Don't do that. So why I'm saying it's a mistake, when you create a new user, you will be having a lot of issues in doing the setup. Okay, so that should not be a blocker for you. Don't go for it. So you can in single user you can place this files anywhere. I always used to prefer in home only. Creating multiple directories and within that placing the files again will give you a problem in searching for the path, because Hadoop installation is all about you have to mention the complete path in each and every place. So sometimes if you miss some path or a mistake in the path, then the entire thing will go down. Okay, so as much as possible, please go with home only. Okay, fine. So first thing we need to do the Java setup. So in Windows, after downloading the Java, after installing it, we used to do the environmental setup, right? The same thing we can do, we have to do in Linux as well. So just run a command ls-a. So ls will list all the directories, ls-a will list all the hidden directories as well, directories and file. So the files and directories which starts with dot is hidden file. You can see a file called bash.rc. In this file only you have to configure your environmental path and variable. Just open this file and then click E, press E. So the bash RC is common in any Linux environment. Like I'm using Ubuntu, you may use Fedora or CentOS or Red Hat or any Linux systems you go, you will be having this bash RC file. But when you open it, you will be seeing some scripts. So in Ubuntu, like we have large number of lines, but in some other OS it will be like 4 to 3 lines only. But you should not disturb these scripts. If you disturb, your shell commands will not work. So always please come to the last line of this file. You can click Shift G, escape Shift G will take you to the last line. So your last line will be this FI if you are using Ubuntu means. FI is close loop, close of if loop. So just enter a new line here, and whatever the environmental variable and environmental path you are setting, you have to do it in end of the file only. So here you can see I'm given my Java home, Hadoop home, HBase home. So why we need this environmental setup? Your operating system will only then, I mean, only when you set these things, only your operating system will come to know which version of Java has to be get served when the request comes to your OS. Okay, now if you see, export is a keyword to set your environmental variable. Java home is your variable, equal to right hand side what you give is the value. So what is this value? It's my path of my directory JDK. Just right click this, you will get the path. It's slash home slash test and then the file name. I'm giving the same, right? So slash home slash test is my username. Please change it with your username. You can find your username somewhere on top of the terminal. You can see test at, or you can type who am I in your command prompt. You can type that. Let me show you that as well. Who am I? So this is your username, or pwd slash home slash whatever you get after home is your username. Now back to bash rc file. Okay, so now you have to give these first two lines. You have to set your Java home and Hadoop home, but you can see I have given my HBase home, Hive home, Spark home, whatever you install, we have to give here. At present, we don't want to go for any other environmental variables because we are installing only Java and Hadoop. Just go with those two. And then the last line, it's very important, export path, and this line should be always as a last line. Okay, so the need of this line is when you set this export path, then you can run all your Hadoop commands and Java commands from any directories. It's not required always you have to go for the Hadoop and Java directories for the respective commands. It's not required. So you have to give export path and then your variable name with dollar, it's important, slash bin, and then the delimiter for the next environmental variable is colon again. So like that you have to give all the variable name slash bin with dollar, and then the last should be dollar path after a colon. Once this is done, just save your file with escape colon wq is for save and quit. And if you think you have done some mistake and you just need to quit without save, then colon q exclamatory, it will just quit, it will not save any of your work. So for now we can go with wq. So once you have done this, to bring your changes into picture, you have to execute this file. That's very important. So source space dot bash rc is a command to execute your bash rc file, or you can go with dot space dot bash rc, and you will not see this message welcome because I have printed this statement welcome in the bash rc file. You can see here, just to make sure whether it's working, the execution is working or not, I have added a print statement. Echo is a command in shell script for print. So since I have added it, I'm getting it. So don't get confused. If you are not, means I'm getting welcome. If you are not giving any echo, it will come to the next line. So that means it worked fine. So if you have done some mistake, for example, you have given a space here. So after slash, some people used to do this. You have given a space here. Then you will be getting an error when you execute this file. Okay. So with that, you can able to find out what was the mistake that you have done. Okay. So now after execution, Java setup is completely done. Now it's all about Hadoop setup. Now go to your Hadoop folder, the one which you have extracted here. See, we have downloaded it. It will come as a tar file. You have to extract this. You can just right click and extract, and the same way you can do for JDK as well. And then you can set the Java path, the whatever we did it in bash rc, then you can go ahead with your folder what you have extracted. So you are trying to do this extract in Linux, right? There is a command to extract the tar file. So the command is tar space hyphen -xvf space the file name, whatever it is. Tar. Okay. Dot tar. Okay, so this will extract your tar file, and similarly you can go with JDK extraction as well. Okay, fine. So now I will just open this file and then etc and then Hadoop. So here you have to open few files. Just select all the file one at a time and then right click and open with some editor. So after selecting the files, don't do double click, because we do have some XML files as well that will open in browser. Okay. So before going for the selection, I want to tell you one information here. So you will not find this file mapped-site.xml. Instead, you will find a file called mapped-site-default.xml. So you have to rename that to mapped-site.xml, or if you are not finding this file, just create one. Okay. Now just select all the files, whatever I'm selecting here, core-mapped-hadoop env, and then HDFS-site.xml, yarn-site.xml, yarn env.sh, slaves, and then one more, mapped-env.sh. So just open these files, select one at a time, right click, open with gedit. Okay, so I've just opened all the file, and all the file has the properties has been set up, configured already, but I will just go through it. So now if you see, I have the complete steps what you have to follow, and I will be sharing this in my description box as well as a link where you can find the step. So we did this step. Now the next step is to modify the configurations file. So you know we have 5 daemons in Hadoop, right? Name node, data node, resource manager, node manager, and secondary name node, right? So for each of this daemon, you have the separate files to configure it. If you take for name node, the file name is core-site.xml. For resource manager, mapped-site.xml. And for secondary name nodes, there is no file in Hadoop 2. For data node and node manager, the file is slaves. And for yarn, we have yarn-site.xml. Okay. So now I have given the properties what you need to configure in core-site for name node. Just copy this, go to core-site.xml. So in core-site.xml, sorry, you will be seeing like this, an empty configuration tags. Just fill it in between. So save this file. fs default.name is the property name for name node, and localhost in which your name node process gonna run. So since it is single node, I'm giving localhost. In a multi-node video, I will show you how to configure with real IP address. And this port number is RPC port number for process level communication. We use 50,000 as the port number for name node. And now next you have to configure yarn-site.xml. So yarn is what in Hadoop 2 all your processing engines like Spark, MapReduce runs on yarn only. It has its own execution model, right? So the first two properties where we are specifying MapReduce shuffle, that means the yarn has to use the MapReduce shuffle for the shuffling, and then the resource manager hostname, and then the resource manager address. So host name is localhost and address is localhost, and then 8032 is the RPC port number in which your resource manager will be running. Okay, so like how we configured for name node 50,000, right? So similarly 8032 in which your resource manager will be running. Fine. So just copy this four properties at a time and go to your yarn-site.xml. Yeah, here it is. Just you can paste all the four properties here. Okay. Next. So HDFS-site.xml is where we configure all HDFS related properties. For example, you know like there is a block size concept in HDFS, right? So 64 MB is default in Hadoop 1 version, 128 MB block size is default in Hadoop 2 version. So if you want to change the block size, then you have to override that here. So there is a property for it. You can search it in Google, just copy that property here and change the value, and the value will be in bytes. Convert your MB to byte and then paste it here. And not only that, even you want to change the replication or you want to change some of the HDFS properties, you have to override here. By default, this HDFS site.xml, we have to configure these two properties. I will tell you what is these two property. The first property is a directory. You can see Hadoop 2 dir name dir, in which your metadata files will be get stored. So name node is the one which will create the metadata, right, for all the blocks. So that will be get stored. And the second property in which your blocks will be get stored. The data is getting distributed as blocks in all the slave nodes, right? End of day it has to be get stored somewhere. So that will be get stored under this data dir. So since it is a single node, that means my mission is going to act both master and slave. I am giving this two property here. But in multi-node, only in name node you have to give the first property. Okay, because name node is where the metadata is gonna get stored. So blocks will not get stored in name node in real time. So that means you should not give the second property in name node. But in slaves, in all the slaves, you have to give the second property. And we have all these 6 files in all the machines. You have to configure all these 6 files in all the nodes. So there is no different Hadoop for master and different Hadoop for slave. So it's your configuration makes one mission as master and remaining mission as slaves. That's very important to know. Fine. So this you have to copy and just paste it under hdfs-site.xml, and you can see there is a property in which I just overrided my block size from 128 MB to 32 MB. This is how you have to do. Fine. So what next? So the next file is map-site.xml. Just you have to paste this property with the value as yarn, because MapReduce is gonna run on yarn. Even Spark, when it comes to yarn, there is a yarn configuration that you have to specify it in Spark as well. Okay, so this you have to paste it in mapred-site.xml. Yeah, here it is. Then save the file, and then we have three env file, environmental file, where you have to specify the JDK path. This is how the same that this is what the same we did it in bash or C, right? The same you have to specify in these three files. I will show you those three env file. Yeah, the very beginning you can paste it somewhere. All there will be you can see here it's already specified and commented. Remove this hash means remove the comment, and the value you have to change. And make sure you are giving the correct path of your JDK file. That's very important. So you have to give this in three env file. One is mapred and yarn env, and there is one more Hadoop env.sh, right? And that's it. So now all your Hadoop configuration has been completed. Just save it. And slave file, yes. So slave file in which you have to just specify localhost. It will be already there. You don't want to do anything. So slave file, so is it's for two daemons. One is data node and task tracker. So when you give localhost here, data node and task tracker will be get started automatically. Fine. So now it's all done. So save all these files, whatever you have done. And now there is two more process before we start the Hadoop. Okay, so one is you need to set up Open SSH server in your node. So why this Open SSH server is required? So Open SSH is completely a different topic, nothing with respect to Hadoop, but what people used to think always Open SSH server during the installation, it is something related to Hadoop. But no, it's not related to Hadoop. Hadoop is somewhere dependent to that process, but SSH is all of thing. It's all of sudden it's a different topic. What is SSH? A secure shell communication. So when you want to connect one mission to another mission in remote, there is a two node connected in a LAN, and you want to connect these mission, then you have to use SSH command. SSH space the IP address of your second mission. It will from my first mission, so I'll just show you. SSH space 10.0.1.2, sorry, 2.1. So this IP address is my second mission. I'm trying to connect from my first mission. So remotely you want to do something, then we use SSH. Okay, so why here SSH is required? Hadoop will start all 5 daemons using SSH commands only. So you need SSH server. So for that you have to install sudo apt-get install open SSH hyphen server. Sorry, server. Okay, so this is a command. Just enter. It will ask for yes or no. Just give yes and install this. So once you install this OpenSSH server, okay, so try this command localhost. SSH space localhost. So after installing this OpenSSH server, I can show you a demo by connecting to another machine, but I don't have any other machine connected to this node. So I'm just trying to connect with my machine itself. My machine IP address is localhost. So SSH localhost. See, it got connected. All right. So I just wanted to do one thing. Okay, fine. So now I'm trying the same command SSH localhost. So I've just deleted something. So just means I don't. Okay, sorry, it's a spelling mistake. I deleted it. So it's not important to say like why I deleted it, but you will come to know what is that, what I did. Okay, so SSH localhost. So when you do in your mission for first time, it will ask this yes or no, just give S, and then it is asking password, right? So it's asking password whenever you try to do SSH localhost. Even though as localhost your mission, you are trying to relog into your mission via SSH, but still it asking your mission password. It's your mission password only. Now it got entered. Right now, imagine whenever I start Hadoop, 5 daemons will be get started, right? And Hadoop uses SSH to start all these 5 daemons. And that means then you have to enter the password for 5 times. Now imagine in multi-node you have 10 slaves. Slaves means only 2 daemons will be running, right? So 10 slaves, 10 into 2 means you have like 20 times. So when you start Hadoop in the master node, you don't want to start in each and every node. That is not required in Hadoop. Just start the Hadoop in master node, which will start the daemons in all other nodes. When I do that, since it's SSH communication, then I have to type password for each and every daemon that gets started in each and every node, right? So imagine I have 10 slaves and each slaves will have 2 daemons, data node and task tracker. Then from master mission, I have to give 20 times the password whenever it says starting data node, enter your password in first node. Starting node manager, enter your password for node 1, then node 2, node 3. So then I have to type password for each and every time. So now I have to remove this password part. It should be passwordless communication. So I have to do that now. So for doing that, just give ls-a after this. You will be seeing a directory called .ssh. Change your directory to .ssh as a hidden directory and then give ls. You will be seeing only one file, known host. Now to make this as passwordless communication, you have to generate an SSH key. So don't, well, I think it's something very weird or a different concept that I couldn't understand. It's not like that. It's not something related to Hadoop, but still this SSH concept is common for any technology you go. Whatever the process I'm doing is to make a passwordless communication between two machines when I do SSH. Okay, that is common. The process what I'm teaching you is common across any multi-node you do. So when you try run this command, it will generate a key, which is something like an SSH key. So with this key only, I'm going to make a passwordless communication. When you enter, it will ask for some details, but just enter it for 3 times. Roughly, don't do anything, just enter. It will generate a key for you. And this key will be different from mission to mission. So now if you give ls, you will see two more directories. Initially, it was just only one file, right? Now you will see two more files. And id underscore rsa.pub, pub is public. In this is what your key file. Now, when I do, so I'm trying to do SSH space 10.1.2.1. Now imagine I'm connected to this mission. When I click enter, it will ask a password of my second mission. Then only I can able to access my second mission from my first node. Now, if I give this key to my second mission SSH server, right, from next time onwards, whenever I try SSH to second mission from my node 1, it will not ask password because the key I'm giving to my second mission. That means I'm authorized whenever I do SSH. Okay, this is how we do passwordless communication. Now, how about connecting from second node to first node? So from second node to first node, if from the second node they are trying to do SSH for my node, then in second node they have to give the password. So that means they have to give their key to me in my SSH server. But in real time, we do one way only. So I will generate a key of this machine and I will give it to all other machines. So bidirectional passwordless communication is not safer. Only one machine should have the full access. So I will generate a key here and I will give this key to all the nodes which connected to the cluster in all the nodes SSH server I used to give. Okay. Now, how about removing the password stuff in the same machine? So even when you do SSH localhost, it is still asking password. How about removing that password for localhost? Okay. Now for that, you have to do this command pub. So I'm just appending this key to a file called authorize_keys. And please don't do any spelling mistake in this file. authorize_keys. I'm just appending the public key to authorized_key file. So this is a file I'm giving lsc, it got created. So this cat command will create this cat and append symbol will create the file by pasting the content of the public key. So OpenSSL server, whenever it identifies the key is authorized, then it will not ask password. Now I will try SSH space localhost, enter. See, it's not asking password. Initially, it was asking password, but not now. And one point I want to tell you here, if you are not understanding what I have explained just in this open SSH part, just leave it. For the developer perspective, it is not much required for us to know this step. Just simply do what I have done. So what our agenda is to make my SSH server as a passwordless communication, and that's it. But knowing SSH and this step is important, but that's fine. Okay. So now when you start Hadoop, it will start all the daemons without asking any password. Okay, one more step before starting the Hadoop. Change your directory to Hadoop. Now we have to format the file system only once for every new installation. Okay, this command, whatever I'm going to do now is a format command. You should not do this each and every time before starting. You should not do. Then it will delete all the file. You have to do only whenever a new installation happened. Okay, so generally when you install Windows operating system, right, some people used to say I'm installing Windows OS and some people used to say I'm formatting my machine. What does that mean? So whenever you do a Windows OS, whenever you make a new installation, it will create few folders like program files, System32, Windows. So something like that. When first time you install Hadoop, you have to format. So it will create some directories. I will give you one example. See, in HDFS-site.xml, these two Hadoop 2 dir is a directory. It's in my home folder, right? See, I'm going to my home folder. There is no such directory here. People used to ask me, this directory is not there, but it is mentioned in the path. Can I go ahead? Yes, you can. You can add all the properties, but this directory will be created only when you do a format. Okay. So now I'm doing the format bin/Hadoop space name node hyphen format as a command. When you do this format, it will create the directory hadoop2 hyphen dir. Okay, and you will see successfully formatted. This is very important. See, if you are not getting this, that means there is a problem. You will get some error here. Okay, imagine you have missed some closing the tag or the slash, something like that, then the format will not be success. Okay, so now if you go to home folder, I can see that hadoop 2 dir. See, so this directory is created when you did the format. So under this directory hadoop 2 dir, you should have two subfolders, name dir and data node dir. So name dir is where metadata will be get stored. Data node dir is where your data blocks will be get stored. So the directory is not created because I have not started Hadoop. So once I start, that directory also will create. And I repeat, since I'm just giving both the directories in this node because my setup is single node. My master is also acting as slave. Whereas in real time, name node only will have first property. All your data nodes, that is slave, will have the second property only, not the first property in your slave machine. Okay, and the name node, not the second property, only the first property. Now it's time to start your Hadoop bin slash, sorry, sbin slash start hyphen all dot sh, which will start your cluster. So you can see here it says starting name node on localhost. So internally it is doing SSH to start name node, starting data node. Internally it will do SSH. And then if you have not removed that password thing, right, it will ask password for each and every daemon to start. So that's why we have done this passwordless communication. So it's asking for S for secondary name node, just give S, but it is not asking password. See, if I have not configured that passwordless communication, then I have to give password for each and every time. That means 5 times in single node itself I have to give, right? And that means think about multi-node. Now to check all the processes running or not, just click execute the command JPS Java process status. And you can see all 5 daemons are running: name node, data node, resource manager, node manager, and secondary name node. Your Hadoop is up and running now. And Hadoop has a web UI for HDFS and for name node and resource manager. You have a web UI. I will show you that as well. Localhost colon 50070 is your name node web UI. Okay, you will see all your cluster details here. It says live node is one, your data node, because we have only one node. And there is a, utilities file. If you click this, there is something called browse the file system. So here you can see all your files which got uploaded to HDFS and the details of the file. I will show you after uploading a file. And now resource manager web UI. So localhost colon 8088. So this is your resource manager web UI. You can see this. So here is it's your resource manager web UI of Yarn, where you can see map reduce job, Spark job, whatever that's running on top of your Yarn. You can see all the things here. Okay. Now let's just execute some commands. Bin slash Hadoop. So all your commands starts like this: Hadoop's fs space hyphen. All your commands will start like this. You can try with ls ls space slash. That's important. So it's empty because we haven't uploaded anything to HDFS. But sometimes people used to ask me after executing this ls, in home folder I do have these many files, right? Then why I'm not seeing anything here? It's like you are trying to go to your Gmail and searching for your local files. So it happens, but mindset is very important. We are not querying our local file system. We are querying our HDFS file system. Okay. So in HDFS, all commands what you execute is your HDFS shell command. So it will show only the data from HDFS. Very important to understand that. Fine. Now next I'm going to create a directory fs-mkdir slash data. Okay, enter. So you can see this directory get created here in your name node web UI under the utilities browse file system. You can refresh this page. Yes, see, data directory has been created, right? So now you can see that with ls also, it's not mandatory. I mean, so kind of you have to always go to web UI. It's not like that. You can even do with ls. In some companies, right, they will disable the web UI part. Okay. Now I will upload a file. It's like uploading a file from your local machine to your Facebook, something like that. I'm just going to upload and distribute. Hadoop fs hyphen. There is a command called copy from local where F and L is capital letter. So it's like uploading a file from your local to HDFS. So there is an alternate command for this called put. Okay. And then you have to give your local file with the full path and the file name. So I have a file called words. It's there in my home folder. I will show you. In home folder, I'm going to upload this file to my HDFS. Space, second argument. So in what name you want this file to be uploaded in HDFS? I'm giving w1.txt. And very important thing is extension is also considered as a file name. So if you see in my home, it's just words. It's not .txt. But if you see this file, datagen underscore 10.txt is there. But here the txt is not there. So if you have extension, mention it in your path here. If it is not there, leave it. Some people used to give words, but their file name will have words.txt and they will say it says file not access. The error will come for sure. Okay, so just enter. So what this will do, this will upload the file words to my HDFS file system with the name of w1.txt. You can try with ls command once again. Yes, you are seeing here, and that means you'll be seeing the same in the browser as well. Yes, you can see. And you can see here the block size is 32 MB, but for you it will be 128 MB because I have overrated my block size here to 32. You can see here. If you convert this bytes to MB, then it's 32 MB. That's the reason I'm getting 32, but you will be getting 128. And replication is 3 and the actual size of the file is 47. So you will be seeing all these informations here. And one more thing I wanted to tell you, it's just bytes. Okay, bytes or less than the block size, so it's one block. Okay, And replication. So even though it is replication is 3 or 5 or 6, in single node, only one copy of the data will be there. Okay, there is no use of creating 3 copies in the same node, right? So HDFS will not create like that. In UI, it says 3, but it's single node means it will create only one. Imagine if there is 2 slave node and replication is 3, it will create only 2 copy, and because you have only 2 physical machines, and creating one more copy in the same node, either 1 or 2, it's waste, right? So it will not create same copies of data in same node. Different copies of different file, or different copies of same file, different copies of blocks of same file, same copies of block of same file can be, sorry, I've just missed it. Okay, I will repeat it again. So different blocks of same files can be in same node, the copies, okay, but the same blocks, like 3 copies in same machine, is not allowed, and that is waste. Okay, fine. Okay, sorry about that confusion. Okay, so now it's 3, but I will have only one copy in my disk because it's single node. So we just discussed all this. Okay, cell comments, we do have a lot of cell comments. Just go to Google and search for HDFS cell comments, and then with this setup, you can start doing the practice. And on top of this, installing Hive, HBase, and other tech stacks, I will make a video separately. And also, like, just go to my playlist. The videos may or may not available. If it is not available, please wait. I will be uploading it. And this is the complete setup of Hadoop. So if you see, this directory is not allowed for us to view in the real time, but we can able to access now. So data node dir, in which your blocks will be get stored. I can show you. See, this is the block file, in which the file which we have uploaded, right, the word file, words. So this is your block. See, blk, which is your block. So this is the file which you have uploaded now. This got distributed to different machine with different copy. You can see this, the copies of this. If it is multi-node, you can see the file, the block in 2 different machines also, because you have 3 copies, right? And then your name node -dir will have your metadata information. So this is your metadata information. You should not delete, or you should not open it. Okay, since it's our own machine, I'm just showing this, but in real time there is no access for this. Okay, so thanks for watching A to Z knowledge.com. I'm sorry that this video has been like it went more than 30 minutes, because without that we cannot explain this in detail, and I don't want to make this as a 2-part videos. Okay, so thanks for watching, and thanks for your support. Please do subscribe channel, forward this to your friends and colleagues, and try to it's a request, share in your LinkedIn profile the video. And I provide videos in 2 languages, English and Tamil. And we do not only big data videos, we do have other technology and programming languages video in my channel. And my Instagram and LinkedIn profile has been provided in the description box. If you want to contact me, you can contact me via that. And thanks for watching, and thanks for supporting us.